What's up, everyone? Dr. Brent and Coco Season 4 continues. As of today, we are now 9 sessions into our RSV mini-series. You're all doing a great job, and I appreciate all of you who join in, whether you're watching or liking, sharing, putting questions in the comments, or all of the above. Today, we are going to review prevention. Just like in previous sessions, I might mention RSV specifically at times, and it's called the RSV mini-series, but I'm actually usually talking about bronchiolitis in general, including all of those viral causes. If you're not sure the difference, pop back into my first couple of videos posted on November 21st and 22nd. I go over that in more detail there. So, prevention. Let me preface this with an ounce of reality. You cannot totally prevent your child from ever catching bronchiolitis or all the other hosts of viral respiratory illnesses that children catch over the course of their childhood. Just like Thanos, they are inevitable. Now, why do we talk about it so much then? Well, the healthcare world does not have unlimited resources. We will do everything we possibly can in every moment of every day to evaluate and treat every human who seeks out our help. However, there's a finite amount of space, staff, and resources for us to rely on. If every patient gets sick at all the same time, we will reach a point where we cannot treat everyone at once. So, we have to employ every possible way to slow the spread of illnesses like this, lessen the severity of the illnesses when we're able to, and prevent altogether whenever possible. Then treat everyone who needs it as they come to us. Now, when we start talking about prevention, you are going to get this familiar feeling in your gut, in your very soul. Why? Because it's been over 33 months since the start of our global pandemic, and you're about to hear me sing a very familiar song and think, wow, I'm sick of this like I'm sick of Baby Shark. Correct. You are sick of it, and for good reason. When it comes to Baby Shark, it's because that song is literally from the devil himself. It makes me want to core my eardrums out with an apple core. Whew, sorry, didn't realize that I had that much built-up animosity toward a song. Anyway, we all have gotten very sick of the preventative measures that we had to put in place for COVID, but they are all pretty similar. Let's talk about bronchiolitis specifically, however. Here are some things that you can do. First, clean your hands. Yes, you've heard it before, I know, but clearly we weren't doing enough of this as a population prior to pandemic. Alcohol-based hand sanitizer or good old soap and water work just fine. And in fact, alcohol-based hand sanitizer have been proven to be very effective in eliminating these illnesses from surfaces, and it's easy to take with you wherever you go. RSV lives for about an hour on your skin, but less than a second once you clean your hands. Don't touch your face. We do this way too often and barely even realize it. If you touch a surface with fomites, then touch your eye, you're infected. You touch your lips, then you touch a doorknob, you've now contaminated that surface. When you cough or sneeze, do it on the inside of your elbow. You get the idea. Getting plenty of rest and a healthy diet are always going to promote good health along with good fluid intake. A trick you can use to know if you're well hydrated is to look at your urine after you go to the bathroom. If it's mostly clear, or if it's not mostly clear, drink more water. Stay home if you're sick. You should absolutely share your joy, your presence, your good cheer, your jokes, your stories, and good food and drink. But sharing your germs is just a jerk face move. Only Trixies do that. Do your best to avoid big crowds or crowded places, and mask if you do have to go to a place that's crowded, especially if it's not well ventilated and you have to be there longer than 15 minutes, or if you can't really distance very well. Distance and mask like during COVID when you can, but you don't have to do this 100% of the time. Use your best judgment and know that you're doing your best no matter what. If you don't remember me saying it before, I'll say it one more time just to make sure. If a baby doesn't belong to you, don't kiss it. If a baby does belong to you, you get to be in charge of who holds it. Your germs are just too big for them. That's not real, but it's a nice way to remember. Finally, if a vaccine exists for an illness, make sure you're up to date. This includes pertussis or whooping cough. That's in the new tetanus booster, so everybody that's up to date on tetanus is good. Influenza, seasonal flu vaccines are important, and actually so far, knock on wood, this year our seasonal flu vaccine covers the strain of the flu that's circulating right now. And COVID primary series and boosters. For older adults, also include pneumonia and shingles in that list. You may have heard me talk about a new normal instead of back to normal, and I think that's an appropriate way to acknowledge our fatigue with all of this, while also recognizing that we probably weren't doing any of this as good as we should have before the pandemic. I like to think of us all living in a world where doing the right thing might actually mean we are making choices that benefit as a group rather than focusing on ourselves individually. Time will tell. Put your questions and thoughts in the comments, but that's enough time for today, my friends. I appreciate all of you, and until next time, tell Trixie to keep her germs to herself, you animals. See you soon.